Hello everyone, this is Scrapyard Studios, and today I will be giving commentary over Gordon Goes Foreign. Without further ado, let's begin. Now this first shot was very frustrating to do, as at this time I didn't make my own camera rig, so I just moved the camera by hand. For this night scene, I considered adding Spencer going fast and sexy in the background as a nod to Big Engines 87, but I thought this would be silly to keep in. It was funny though. And staying on the topic of deleted scenes, I was originally going to add a sort of flashback scene of Gordon going into King's Cross. This would have used the Ertl Flying Scotsman as Gordon, as it basically looks the same. And it was only after making the set when I decided to scrap this idea, as King's Cross would have been too complex to make as a set. Honestly, I would have loved to have had this in the final cut, but budget. I'm poor. God, I forgot about Duck's old buffers. So glad he's been repaired and repainted. Same with James. As you can see, he was mostly on a lean to one side. James and Duck I both got at a Steam fair. And sadly, we haven't had any others since. I think it was 2020 or 2019. But yeah, unfortunately, they haven't run one since because obviously COVID. But I got James for £4 and Duck for £3. So they probably cost the least out of my whole collection. Also, this is Railway Series Vickerstown because there's no fucking way in hell I'm making the TV series Vickerstown. Also, fun fact, I made the station signs during a Teams call for English. Was bored out of my mind at that time. So I don't think anyone actually caught this reference on, but this is a reference to Siren I's remake of Gordon Goes Foreign, because I was unsure of what other tricks Gordon could pull, so I thought it'd be nice to reference his. And there's a random city class in the background, which I've since painted in BR Black, lined, and very annoying. I originally wanted to put the initials TSS on the tender and give it the number 06 on the cab side. Now this was a reference to a certain someone in the fandom, but I can't quite place my finger on who exactly that was. So I decided to use 01 from Numpty Pootis' series as the engine because I don't like the idea that the engine that topples over is the same as the one seen arguing with Gordon earlier on. It just feels stupid to me.
How's that? Fine, said the fireman. We'll show them what the Fat Controller's engines can do.
Also, right there is the first cardboard model I ever made from scratch, and I still have that to this day, thankfully. Also, as a little bit of behind-the-scenes trivia for you guys, out of everyone in my collection, Gordon's probably the worst one to film with, as his chassis sits so low that there's only so much room for the fishing wire to sit. It's stuck on with blue tack, so when you pull it, Gordon sort of stops and starts every so often, and it's very annoying. Edwards is probably a second offender for this as well, especially when filming with the viaduct, as it curves down and you have to pull up. And obviously gravity, extra weight, pulling upwards, it's just a nightmare sometimes.
I wonder how Gordon is getting on, he said.
I originally recorded sound effects for this scene, but I didn't end up using them. And that Toby drawing in the background's from my old layout in the windowsill, if you guys remember them days.
Good gracious me, he said. There's Gordon. Headlines too.
This was a fun newspaper. This was made in PowerPoint, and the date is actually my birthday. And as a form of English homework for college, we got given a task to make a newspaper clipping about a certain shop in our town closing. And this was after I made the one in Gordon Goes Foreign, so I was like, great, I can reuse this. And yeah, that was a fun coincidence. The reason Gordon's eyebrows look different here is because near the end of filming, they actually rubbed off. I tried my best to redraw the ones he had before, but they look fine as they are, but you know, you can still tell.
London's all wrong, answered Gordon sadly. They've changed it. It isn't King's Cross anymore. It's St. Pancras.
And that was my commentary on Gordon Goes Foreign. Probably one of my favourite remakes to do looking back. And yeah, you've been watching Scrapyard Studios, and I will see you soon.